Today's honorable guest, keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Mahfuzur Rahman. Panel discussion, Dr. Mohammad Mahbub Alam, Mr. Enamulhaq Patwari, he's on his way, and dear participants. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I am Mohammad Mamunur Rahman, founder and CEO of Expo Pro, which is a trade and investment promotion organization working around the world since 2010. Welcome you all to the hybrid version of today's international seminar on global halal industry and impact of COVID-19. At the beginning of the program, I would like to invite Mr. Fazlul Karim to recite a few lines from the Holy Quran. Mr. Fazlul Karim. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahman Rahim Malikumiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin Amin. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Karim. Now, introduction. It is my pleasure to inform you that Expo Pro, which URL is www.expopro.org, is working to promote the global halal industry since its inception, along with its other activities, which includes working as an international and media partner for Malaysia International Halal Showcase, MIHASH, since 2018. To enhance and accelerate its activities on halal industry development, Expo Pro has conducted several seminars and presentations in Malaysia and Bangladesh during the last couple of years. Moreover, done some work in Indonesia and Turkey too. Now at the beginning, I would like to introduce you with our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Mahfuzur Rahman, International Senior Lecturer of International Business School and Research Fellow of Institute of Halal Management, University Uttar Malaysia. Dr. Mahfuz has completed his PhD in nanobiotechnology, halal food accreditation in 2015 from University Malaya, Malaysia. MSc in Element Science in 2009 from Christian Albertus University, Germany, and Swedish University of Agriculture Science, Sweden. And DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine in 2004 from Shah Jalal University of Science and Technology, Bangladesh. He is a research fellow of Institute of Halal Management, University Uttar Malaysia from 2021, research fellow in Asian Halal Laboratory, University Uttar Malaysia for 2019-20, and research affiliate of Halal Program Research Institute, University Putra Malaysia for 2018 and 20. We have with us two honorable discussion for today's panel discussion. First, Dr. Mohammad Mahbub Alam. Dr. Mahbub Alam has over 25 years of professional and academic experience in international business, international supply chain management, and business development. At present, he is working as a consultant of NATP2, the World Bank Finance Program, focusing on increasing productivity, market access, and entrepreneurship development in Bangladesh. Dr. Alam served as several renowned organizations, including the CNFA USA, the World Bank, USAID, US Mission, BRAC, DFID, UK Aid, and Young Gun Corporation, etc. Dr. Alam also served as an adjunct faculty member at different public and private universities, including IBA, Dhaka University, Jahangirnagar University, Bangladesh University of Professionals, Independent University, Bangladesh, East West University, and University of Asia Pacific. Dr. Alam obtained his MBA, major in international trade and marketing from Victoria University, Melbourne, Australia. Our second discussion, he's on his way, Mr. Enamulhaq Patwari, former director, Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry, former chairman, Bangladesh Jute Goods Exporters Association, and CEO of Jute and Bag Export Corporations. Hope he will be joining soon with us. With this a little introduction, I would like to mention something on halal and halal industry. Halal is an Arabic phrase for something that is permitted according to Islamic law, Muslims across the world need to have the assurance that they are consuming products and services with halal certification. In 2019, Muslims globally spend more than 2 trillion on halal products. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, spending by Muslim is forecast to reach $0.24 to USD 2.4 trillion by 2024 at a 5-year CAGR of 3.10%. As the Muslim population is expected to grow twice as fast as the world population and reach 3 billion, about 31.10% of the global population by 2060, the halal market is expected to grow. Moreover, halal is increasingly tied with toyab, which means clean and pure in Arabic. Food that is considered toyab should be hygienic, exposed to minimum contamination, and free from potential toxins. This has led to an increase in demand for halal products, also from non-Muslim consumers. To sell halal products to a quarter of the world's population, companies across the world, including from the non-Islamic countries, are taking several initiatives. With this few words, I would like to invite Dr. Mohammad Mahfuzur Rahman to present his today's keynote paper. Here is Dr. Mahfuz. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone to join this program in this morning. As we have done some introduction, so now I would like to discuss about the major issue about the global halal industry and impact of COVID-19. So firstly, I would like to introduce about what is halal, not from the general concept, but from the manufacturing prospect. So before going to that, I would like to just introduce what is halal. Most of us we know, but it's for me, it's a reminder for us what is halal. So from Arabic word halal, which means lawful or permissible, which refers to the material or actions or practice which is permissible by the Islamic law. So in Islamic rulings, dietary rules specially, and business transaction policy also should be done based on the Quran and Hadith. Before I go to the further discussion, here I bring some pictures and what is happening around us. Because especially in Muslim community, when we talk about halal, we only remind about that is permissible slaughtering process. But we are not talking only about the permissible slaughtering process based on the Islamic principle. So if you see here, there are some news comes upon not only in Bangladesh, but also in Europe, where they have sold the beef meat by telling they sold in IKEA the equine meat by telling it's beef meat. So, which was conceptually from the Islamic point of view, and even from the general concept, is not an acceptable things in the business. And here's some other story. Okay, so this is some news that's come upon in YouTube or other media, just for reminding us that when we talk about halal, we should not remember only about the Islamic process of slaughtering. Okay, that's why in industry, when we talk about halal, we don't talk about only the permissibility of the things. That means that halal. So in terms of halal in the industry, what we mean firstly is halal. That is, for me, is a permissibility of the things that we can do. So in that case, if you see some pictures, halal animals. And then in terms of materials used, non-permissible, like alcohol. So this is meaning from the halal perspective that only the permissibility which are allowed or which are not allowed. But in the industry, for the halal concept, we don't talk about only these things. For the industry, what we say halalan toiban, meaning that it should be permissible and should maintain the quality of the product. So in that case, when we want to maintain the quality of the product, basically we follow HACCP or GMP, but this is a general concept. It does not include the Islamic prospect. For example, if we eat pork and we maintain 100% HACCP or GMP, it will not become a halal product. This is just an example. So any forms of industrial production we introduce with HCP, halal critical control points, or HCP halal control points. And that is developed by JAKIM and some other Islamic organization for the industry, just not only following the HCP or GMP. So that was what we talk about manufacturing, especially for the food or the under industry. It does not limit to the food. So in permissibility, it may come to our other product. For example, pharmaceutical industry, or for example, tourism when we go for traveling anywhere. So in tourism, we have few factors. Sometimes we call it basic Islamic tourism when we go Umrah or Hajj. But as a Muslim, when we travel, it is a part of our halal tourism prospect. So for why we travel, in that case, permissibility comes from, and it may be a Muslim-friendly tourism issue. And it will be Muslim-friendly when we introduced it with the quality, meaning that in that case, we have safe, eco-friendly, we take care of the animal welfare, we take care of the nutritional value of the products and people's health and ethics. So why I bring this issue, just to remind that when we talk about halal in our general concept, is only we think about the slaughtering process. That means now for industry, we don't talk only about the slaughtering process. So if you go there, so if you go to the red buttons, red side, all of these things is not talking about, I try to make it short. We don't talk about all of these things in the red side. Don't associate your product with this. If you see below, that are not talking about the slaughtering process. Okay, that is production, talking about the industrial production issue. Okay, in that case, when we want to make it halal, meaning that not only halal, we call it industrial halal and toiban. Okay, so that it means that it should be maintain good hygiene, should drive with the products that is permissible, and it should be maintained with the Sharia-based ingredients, meaning that which ingredients Islam allow us to use. Okay, so all of the story, if you remind those things we see. So from that, what is the objectives that we are talking about the halal industry? So meaning is firstly is to safeguard our religious belief, and then they protect the consumers and control the genetic diseases and promote fair trade and restore the customer trust. So if you so remember those pictures, it will remind all of this just to come out in the halal industry. So that was the concept of the production process. Now we want to look on the halal industrial market. Okay, for example, the prediction it was from 2013 to 2023. Okay, USD 1,303 billion for the halal food. And 2023, this prediction done before the COVID, okay, should be 1,863. That is only about the halal food. We have Islamic finance, we have halal traveling. Okay, for example, 2017, the prediction was 1,707 billion. In 2023, excluding the COVID effect, it's supposed to be 2,740. No, 200,740. So this is troubling. We have modest fashion. This is another concept for the halal industry. I'm not going to details on that, but just to remind about different sectors of the industry. So one is the issue here. Important for us is the halal pharmaceuticals, okay, which was a market value of 87 billion in 2017, and 2023 is supposed to be 131 billion. We have halal cosmetics also. Okay. Now, as from the starting, I'm talking about that it's not just only the concept of that our general concept of slaughtering process. So if you see here, what is the many leading countries which are dominating in the halal market, it's not come from Muslim countries. So if you see Brazil, largest supplier of halal poultry in Middle East. Thailand, they call a large producer of halal processed food. South Korea, they are trying to develop the tourism industry based on Muslim community. And then Australia, they are supplying one of the major supplier in the world for the beef production. So, but they are supplying as halal. So, meaning that it's not only a Muslim community-based business, but business also the same halal industry is dominated by many non-Muslim countries. Although, like for example, we have UAE, in Malaysia, I'm coming later on, how we are promoting ourselves. Malaysia is a gateway. And this is started from 2000, already long time, not 5-10 years, as an economic goal to develop the halal industry. So now we are working as a gateway to access Muslim market in Asia, not only ASEAN, all over the world. So that's now we would like to talk about the impact of the COVID. So if we see the first impact is job losses. And job loss happen in two ways. One is people lost their job, they cut their job, so lose their job. Another aspect, they cut down the timing. For example, we have 8 hours of work, then become 4 hours. And poverty level, in this is calculated that this level of poverty become the economic value decrease like last 30 years back. And the labor market, we are introducing new techniques. For example, artificial intelligence and other things. And that cases, it actually reduces our labor market. Now, if you like to go to the impact of the overall impact of halal economy, what happened due to the COVID? So minus 70%, meaning that the industry which is affected more by the COVID is the tourism industry. And we're talking about the Muslim-friendly tourism issue. Pharmaceutical, minus 6.9%. Media, minus 3.7%. Modest fashion, minus 2.9%. And cosmetic, minus 2.5%. And halal food, minus 0.2%. Because the issue is that either COVID or what, we have to eat, meaning that in Malay we call makana. We have to eat. That's why the less affected part is the food industry. So if you see the impact of Muslim-friendly tourism issue, that is after the effect of the COVID-19, CAGR of 1.4% is supposed to be increased by 2024. Okay, that is the prediction. And then pre-COVID was 6.8, but after COVID, post-COVID, it is increasing sizes by 1.6%. So what we can do here for investor side, actually we need to work with the technological aspect. And for the government, actually that is new initiatives. And we are not talking only about the Bangladesh culture. Here we actually talking about the global industry like Turkey and other countries. They try to make a multi-destination structure. Like if you travel different countries together. Okay, that is the initiatives by the government. And then we have the business. Business aspect, need to promote ourselves with the current industry. Meaning that for what to explain it, we know that booking.com, agoda.com, then all are general prospect. And we have to bring ourselves compliance with them, with the data from the customer service and also from the consumer view. In Islamic finance, projected 5 years, CAGR of 5%. So pre-COVID was 5% and post-COVID of 5%, but that is by the 2024. Okay, so the investor side, what to work with, the more Sharia compliant investment linked with the social responsibility practice and rise of financial technology to make more consumer friendly. I'm not talking about fintech now, but overall technology to make a customer, because of the issue of the COVID, now physical contract is going to be less, and already 2 years. So many of us are habituated, but how we can improve our customer service with the less contact. And the government financial regulation supporting Islamic finance. That is the necessary things. And business sectors, for example, SME and microfinance can be financed by the Islamic financial support. For the halal food, the CAGR is for the 5 years the projected is 3.5%. So pre-COVID was 6.3%, and post-COVID it will be 3.4%. So the investor side, what it is, one of the issues is the traceability practice. Okay, that is one of the issue that we need to bring through. And then expansion of new market. And government strategic trade partnership between OIC countries. And another thing, if you just remember the slide before, the major in some of the countries, leading countries for the halal beef, halal poultry. So in that case, reducing the import dependency. Okay, that we're Muslim community-based country, but importing from other country. And ethical food production. And business setting up manufacturing facilities, especially in the OIC countries. And COVID-19 has led to a spike in demand for halal food campaigns to the Taiwan prospect. So that one, what I bring at the first time, that we have to maintain the quality of the issue. In that case, one of the issue is the contamination. Okay, it's not just only the non-halal ingredients, but also to comply it with the health safety. And halal pharmaceuticals, that CAGR for the next 5 years until 2024 expected is to rise 2.3%, which was pre-COVID 5.7%, and post-COVID 2.3%. Okay. In the halal pharmaceuticals, basically, I will remind here about the need of the halal industry, because we have two issues here. Some of the drug is related with the, we can say those drug is life safety. And some of the drug is nutritional. For example, multivitamins or vitamins type of nutritional product. So in that case, especially the nutritional product, we cannot just depend on the production process that comes with the utilization of non-halal product. And that will not, anyway, will not be acceptable. So in that case, the government can help grow up halal healthcare. And then considering financial opportunity for COVID-19 vaccination certificate. And business, it's difficult. It's difficult is what for me, it is really difficult to bring halal certified vaccines by Muslim community. That is quite difficult in the sense regarding the investment. But what we can try to do firstly to check the vaccines, all the ingredients. Until now, although there is no issue of the especially COVID-19 that with the non-halal ingredients. And modest fashion, okay, just to make it simple. We talk about the fashion, fashion, general prospect of fashion. But in terms of, we need to work with the modest fashion, meaning that which one Islam allow. We work with the industry, with the fashion industry in different way. But that part of work, how can we comply with the Muslim community based, with the Islamic prospect, it have some less work have done. And impact of media, we need more internalization and more specialized Muslim theme-based streaming channel. Now, if we see the baseline of the channels, especially for the kids, it's very difficult for us just I go to my first starting, as we being a Muslim, when we talk about only the halal, not is actually the food. So most of our kids, we like or we don't think, whatever it is. But the issue is that they are exposing to the current media, and we cannot stop it, especially for those countries where the parents both are working. So in that case, we need to bring some issue that will educate our kids and bring our Islamic prospect. So in the business aspect, I just remind about the educational and healthcare products being in the Islamic concept of media. Okay, and then there is some other things that I just want to bring as a potential sector. So if from the starting, what I said is not just only a permissibility, but we call it supply chain perspectives of halal from farm to fork, meaning that not only the agricultural product, but from the product of manufacturing until it's reached to the consumers. So here is just an example for farming input, for example. We need to deal with the breeder or animal feed, even is a part of the our lifestyle, okay, to bring in the industry. So animal feed, just I remind, for example, we use MBM, although it's forbidden. So if we use MBM, it is going to questionable if the MBM comes from non-halal animal. So we have the prospect of thinking about that. And then farming process, for example, for the livestock poultry. And if we just remember the story before, who is supplying the meat for us, many countries. And then manufacturing, ingredients, we have cosmetics, personal care cosmetics, even we don't care. But we have to know what is the part of the cosmetics in the halal industry. And same way we have packaging. I don't know, but for many of us, actually, we don't know. When we talk in the industry, especially the regulation-wise, we have products that we certified as halal. There's packaging materials also. It's not only that we slaughter an animal and then just send. The packaging materials for the animals, even the slaughter process is correct, but still until the packaging materials also supposed to be halal. Retailing and food service, different countries, different regulation. And we have, that's for example, when we want to market our products in Malaysia, we need to separate this product with the non-halal product. And halal logistic, Bangladesh have the good opportunity in that part because most of us Muslim community, and we don't have non-halal, especially alcohol or others in our main supply chain. And here I just to remind another thing. So yeah, go somewhere different. So just to remind about the, because many of us, we just concept, there is nothing in the, so many cases there is nothing, only is the slaughtering process. Here is one important issue I just to remind about the gelatin. We have few formats of gelatin, food grade and pharmaceutical grade. So how much percentage of the gelatin, if you see here, coming from the pork? I'm not talking, 36%, which was calculated at, I think, 2019. And this prediction until 2027, okay, same, 35.7% of the gelatin in the world market, okay, irrespective of the free food grade or pharmaceutical grade. So here another thing, I just to remind, here in Bangladesh, especially we have also some opportunities. I just bring the strength and the opportunities here, especially the tourism issue. So we have natural destinations, okay, and that is the internal factor for us. That's why we have the numbers of natural halal attractions and availability of halal foods. But although, okay, I just tell this, we consider our food all are halal. But for me, it's, of course, it's a questionable. And then external factors like positive image as a Muslim country. And then organizer of the second largest Muslim gathering in the world. That is, and then history of Muslim rulers and religious mentors. Okay, that is, we have the opportunities for the industries, especially for the tourism issue. I think that's all. I actually cannot see the time. So if you have any question, you can put upon in the writings. We'll try to answer that.
Thank you, Dr. Mahfouz, for your presentation. We have, if you have any question on this presentation, you can put it on our chat box, and we will try to answer those questions. We have an open discussion session after the panel discussion. Then we'll try to, and we'll also open the floor in the open discussion session. So from floor, if you have any question, you can also pass it to me on writing, or we can take those questions when we have this open discussion. So with this view, I want to invite our panel discussion. First of all, to make their comments on the presentation. First of all, I want to invite Dr. Mahmoud Mahbub Alam, advisor in to the World Bank, to make his remarks. Mic to Mr. Mahbub Alam. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate the keynote speaker, Dr. Muhammad Mahfuzur Rahman, for his detailed, thoughtful, and excellent presentation on halal industry. As he mentioned, halal industry is following the Islamic laws, rigorous guidelines. All halal industry is following, and that is helping the industry to be differentiated than others. We know the business law, we know you need to be differentiated than other to survive. So this one point he already mentioned. But the market of halal industry is not exist all over the world. We have a very specific market, particularly in the Asia, Muslim country, the leading Muslim country. The Muslim countries in Asia Pacific, like Indonesia, Malaysia, Iran, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, where the market lies. But interestingly, non-Muslim people are also getting interested in halal product. Why is that? Because the industry is ensuring safety, hygiene, and reliability. Three very important factors. And that is why not only Muslim, but non-Muslim people are increasingly getting interested in halal product. Dr. Mahfouz already showed Brazil, then Japan, South Korea, people are interested in halal product. That's an advantage for us. We should use this opportunity. And with the growing population of Muslim community, the market is also growing. That's another advantage. In 2060, we will have 31% of Muslim population in the world, 31%, which is huge, I should say. But this does not mean that all the Muslim people will buy halal product and service. Why? Because all the Muslims need to be understand that what is in it. Many people, even in Bangladesh, even India, they are Muslim, but they do not have any clue of halal rules and regulation. They don't know what are halal product and services. So we need to work on that. We need to have promotional activities so that Muslim and non-Muslim can identify and differentiate halal products. And who is going to promote that? Private company? No way. Private companies are working to make profit. Their main motto is to maximization of their profit. Then we need to involve the Muslim community, particularly the government, Islamic Development Fund. We need to mobilize those, and we need to get together all over the world to promote halal thoughts, halal ideology. Okay. And halal certification is another big issue. Many countries, even Muslim countries, they do not have adequate knowledge, adequate or reliable institute to certify halal product. That's another area. On the other hand, the different countries have different requirements for importing halal product. So how do you comply with those? These are the very big issue. And we need to standardize. We need to form global body. Okay. And I will not linger my space. At the end, I'll talk about the COVID. As our speaker said, like all other industry, halal industry also disrupted because of the COVID. The income went down, many people lost their job, but things are getting better. But these bad things also created an advantage. In COVID, if you want to avoid COVID, you need to be clean, you need to follow the healthy hygiene life, which is pretty much related to halal. So that is why we need to use this advantage, and we need to promote, halal as a I should say as a different lifestyle for the people, the health hygiene lifestyle for the people. And finally, I will end my space with we need a very big push for promoting these halal thoughts. And I hope all the Muslim community around the world will get together and promote this halal idea. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mahbub, for your thoughtful remarks. Now, I would like to invite our other panelist, Enamul Patori, former Director, DCCI, for his remark. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today's program is actually global halal industry and impact of COVID-19. We have gathered at the same time, many of our guests attended from outside the country. So I have to say Assalamu alaikum to you all. At the same time, good morning as well as good afternoon for outside our country. Good afternoon to everyone, everybody. Thank you very much. It's very much important that global halal industry and impact in COVID is time demanding. At the same, it is very much time demanding at this moment. Being a Muslim, we need halal food. This is the Muslim culture. This is the ideology of Muslim. We have to, based on Islamic law as well as Sharia, to identify the halal food, which will be acceptable to the Muslim, which is not for the Muslim. This is, we can identify, and it is identify the Muslim only. But nowadays, due to COVID, the demand of halal food is increasing because it is healthy, it is quite hygienic, and at the same time, it is properly maintained compliance. That's why in Muslim country as well as in non-Muslim countries, the demand is increasing much progressing. We have to catch this market. We have to cater this market, but we are not ready for this. But being a Muslim country, we cannot reach up to the level because of our compliance rules, regulation, at the same time testing laboratories and others. The facilities should be ensured by public as well as private level. But there should be initiative from both private and public level to go to the market of halal, to cater the market. The size of actually halal food market is very big. It is already described, it is already discussed. And actually, who they are marketing this halal food actually mainly. It is very surprising for us. Non-Muslim countries like Thailand, Brazil, India, Australia, and many other countries like this. They're doing halal food, but they are non-Muslim. They have the major share, catering the major share of the throughout the whole world. But Muslim countries are still lagging behind. Malaysia is doing well. At the same time, actually, UAE is doing well, but our Bangladesh position is not so far at that position. Here's our development. Actually, our government has already taken initiative to promote all industrial sector as well as actually for business promoting. So halal government is actually thinking for that, and they have already formulated regulation. At the same time, they have assigned Bangladesh BSTI to get to go certification, but still private sector should go for this sector to improve halal food, to process halal food to go for worldwide market. Halal is very much, actually, it is an Islamic concept and very much popular on hygienic concept. And halal control point is very important. Actually, we are industrial, much more progressing and developing, but there is still compliance question is important. So there should be awareness important, awareness development. What is halal? What is haram? How it can be produced? How it can be maintained? Even if it is considering even packing materials, question of packing materials also, marketing publicity also, how it can be publicized. Halal concept in actually, if we think for food sector, it is not only the in food sector, tourism, at the same time, medicine, fashion and cosmetics, even lifestyle. Education is very important to improve our society, improve our national future generation who will work for this who can work for better way. So it is a question of education as well as culture. We cannot ignore any one of these concepts if you think considering total halal food, total quality control, total compliance, and total certification procedure. It is actually supported by Sharia also. Sharia actually very much important. Sharia, there is actually there is Islamic Foundation actually they're actually working for this vigorously to improve how it can regulate. In our national concept, if we actually to promote our market, as government is taking initiative, even side by side, we may welcome our foreign actually participant and guests. They can also come here to invest, and actually they can take the scope and take liberty to do industry as well as halal industry, has a halal marketing, halal products marketing. They can take the share. Government is actually encouraging, government is supporting any foreigner. They can invest directly. They can come directly, even come joint venture also. Our board of investment, BIDA, that is, they have started one-stop service to promoting our business people as well as foreign business people who like to invest here. They're ready to cooperate in all respect. Even they're ready to support in one-stop service to get all certification, all procedure, all industry setup. At the same time, there is so many export processing zone as well as there is have a plan to go and set up a halal processing zone also. And we actually from our today's program, we can urge our government, but to request our government to set up a halal processing zone where even local and foreigner can invest without any hassle to promote that his halal products, halal industries, to set a halal industry to say market halal products as well as to make our halal Bangladeshi halal food in worldwide market. From our side, actually, our business people also come forward side by side with our government, side by side with our foreign guests. And we think very soon we can go forward. We can come, we can reach the point. Within short time, we can export our halal food, halal products abroad. At the same time, we can facilitate our halal tourism industry, halal here also. At the same time, here actually there is so many medicine factory. I think they're also doing halal products. I think, though our request is that they should make their brand as halal medicine, because we are one of the best medicine manufacturer of the world at this moment, because we have exporting more than 50 countries. We are exporting our medicine to 50 countries of the world. So they can use actually halal brand also. So in summary, I can say, this is actually time demanding, and COVID-19 and post-COVID-19 is a lesson for us that we need safe and good and hygienic food. At the same time, hygienic lifestyle, Islamic Sharia-based lifestyle. In all respect, we need halal practice. This is halal concept is very good, and we all welcome everyone to practice this such type of halal in lifestyle, in food, in practice, in education, in culture, even in our products marketing. We use this brand as halal in all respect. And I thank you again, everyone who has attended there. At the same time, our today's seminar, today's discussion seminar is very important, time demanding. We welcome everyone. If you have any question, any question that you can put it in chat box. And thank you very much. Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Mr. Enamul Patori, former Director DCCI, for his thoughtful comments, and hope with these two remarks, we have actually concluding our panel discussion. As long as I have not received any questions from the floor in written, I think I should open the floor for this. If you have any question, we can take your question and clarify any query if you have regarding our today's presentation. So now the floor is open for open discussion. I'm inviting you with your question. So if anybody have your question, please raise your hand. I can ask someone to help to give the mic to the. So you can come here and assist us too. Thank you.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।
First introduce yourself and then go for
আমি ফজলুল করিম, ফরমার জয়েন্ট সেক্রেটারি, ঢাকা চেম্বার অফ কমার্স এন্ড ইন্ডাস্ট্রি। স্যার, আমি জাস্ট একটু অবজারভেশনটা আমি বলছি, সেটা হলো যে আমি মনে করি ব্যক্তিগতভাবে এটার থেকে, হালালের থেকে অনেক কিছু শিক্ষা, জানা, বুঝার আছে। আমরা চাই যে রিয়েল টাইম হালাল ইনফরমেশন, রিয়েল টাইম হালাল প্রসেস, রিয়েল টাইম হালাল ডিসিমিনেশন এন্ড সার্ভিসেস। আমরা যদি সঠিক সময়ে সঠিকভাবে যদি আমরা হালাল জিনিসটাকে জানতে পারি, বুঝতে পারি এবং হালাল বিজনেসটা করতে পারি, হালাল ডিসিমিনেশন এবং সার্ভিস করতে পারি, তাহলে আমি মনে করি ব্যক্তিগতভাবে যে হালাল থেকে আমরা অনেক কিছু। অনেকে বলে থাকে যে হালাল বিষয়টা শুধুমাত্র খাদ্যের সাথে জড়িত না, হালালটা একটা পূর্ণাঙ্গ জীবন বিধান হিসাবে আমি মনে করি। সুতরাং হালাল যে শুধু খাদ্য এটা না। আমি সম্মানিত কিনোট স্পিকার থেকে যতটুকু জানতে পারলাম, হালাল পণ্যটা, হালাল শব্দটা একটা বাজে ওয়ার্ড হিসেবে ব্যবহৃত হচ্ছে নন মুসলিম কান্ট্রি গুলাতে, অথচ তারাই সবচেয়ে বেশি ব্যবসা করতেছে, $1 ট্রিলিয়ন ব্যবসা হইতেছে সারা বিশ্বের মধ্যে হালালের উপরে। কিন্তু বাংলাদেশ এজ এ মুসলিম কান্ট্রি হিসাবে আমরা কিছুতে আগাইতে পারি না। আমার সম্মানিত ডাইরেক্টর মিস্টার এনামুল হক পাটোয়ারি স্যার ঢাকা চেম্বারে কয়েকবার উদ্যোগ নিয়েছে এবং কিছু প্রাথমিক কাজও সম্পাদন করছে ইসলামিক ফাউন্ডেশন মাধ্যমে, যেখানে আমি একজন মেম্বার সেক্রেটারি হিসেবে জড়িত ছিলাম এবং আমাদের মামুনুর রহমান সাহেব জড়িত। তো আমি মনে করি ব্যক্তিগতভাবে হালালটাকে যদি আমরা বাংলাদেশে একটা মুসলিম কান্ট্রি হিসাবে যদি আমরা এটাকে আমাদের পূর্ণাঙ্গ জীবন বিধানের সাথে জড়িত করতে পারি, শুধুমাত্র খাদ্য না, আমাদের সমস্ত ক্ষেত্রে যদি এটা আয়ত্ত করতে পারি বা এটাকে চালু করতে পারি বা গভর্নমেন্টের কাছে যদি আমরা এটাকে দাবি করতে পারি যে হ্যাঁ আমরা হালাল জিনিসটাকে একটা পণ্য হিসাবে নয়, আমাদের জীবন বিধান হিসাবে, আমাদের উন্নয়নের মাপকাঠি হিসাবে, আমরা যেরকম বলে থাকি যে জাকাত দেওয়া, ফিতরা দেওয়া, অনেকগুলা, ঠিক হালাল জিনিসটা কিন্তু আমাদের এর থেকে অনেক উপরে, এটা ইসলামের দৃষ্টিকোণ থেকে সর্বোচ্চ মর্যাদা দেওয়া হয়েছে। ধন্যবাদ স্যার আমাকে এই সময় দেওয়ার জন্য। আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।
ধন্যবাদ মিস্টার করিম। So anybody else?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. I'm representing here Amana Group. I have two questions. One from Mr. Mamun sir. Sir, I would like to know, as a private company, if I want to, we want to educate our people, our company, how to get the halal certifications, to HACCP certifications, how much help we'll get from you guys. And the second question I'll later on.
Thank you. To get the certificate, actually, you have one way, that is you can take the certificate locally, and also you can take the certificate from abroad. So there are many certification body in abroad. Basically, it's on region basis. If you think about Malaysia, there is a body called Zakim. So you can apply for the certificate, and you can get the certificate from Zakim after fulfilling the requirements that they have for obtaining the certificate. And same thing, if you look at to the Middle East, there is a body called ISMA. So you can also apply to the ISMA to get the certificate from them. Basically, from the outside country, you need, if you want to export to that particular region, because there is no unique certificate around the globe. Still, we are waiting for a unique standard and unique certification. But region basis, there are different certificates, and different country issue those certificates. So if you want to export to that particular country, you need the certificate from the body they recognize from their own country. And from Bangladesh, yes, we have a regulatory body, and still the process is not yet finished, because the body actually issuing the certificate from Bangladesh was Islamic Foundation. But as a complete body, they don't have any like laboratory and all those things to certify your product. So now the government is actually engaging BSTI with Islamic Foundation. So once the process will complete, you will get the certificate by applying from BSTI and endorsing by the Islamic Foundation. So this is the process. So far we know, if you want to have the certificate, because basically you have to comply, because this is like the other certification, like ISO and all other certification. You need to comply with those standards, and for like quality certification, you have certain standards to qualify, like HACCP and all those, and different body actually give you the certificates. After complying those standards, you have to maintain those standards, and after having the proper audits regularly, you can maintain this certificate for certain time, paying the fees. And until unless, same thing for halal also. And if you comply with the halal standards, then you can apply for the certificates. And being as a Muslim country, we have an advantage. We don't need that much effort to comply for the certificate, because we are already halal. Our environment is halal, because non-halal products are very few we handle here. So we have those advantages. And I think, I think Dr. Mahfouz want to add something. So I'm handing over the mic to Mr. Mahfouz. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, I just like to add something technical aspect there. For a certification, like as just mentioned, that in Bangladesh can provide, or any other countries can provide. But in terms of Malaysia, what we do, we have Jakim, and we have our website, meaning that it's a database. So we comply, those countries who comply the Jakim requirements, meaning that basically Islam Prospect others. And then if the product is certified in Bangladesh and Jakim approve the certification body, then we will approve there also for marketing in Malaysia. So if like as just mentioned in ISMA, like Middle East, so if you certified by ISMA and Jakim already verified that ISMA, that their certification is correct, so meaning that this product you can sell also in Malaysia. So although we don't have like global certification body, although we work in different countries, but we in Malaysia especially, we have a database there. We maintain those certifiers that they certified properly. So those certifiers is actually audited by or checked by Jakim. And certification, one part is the product quality and ingredients. So Jakim will check all overall to compliance. Just like he mentioned, if you want to go HSCP or GMP, you follow ISO. For the standardization, Jakim, we have MS some numbers. So Malaysian standard, and this Malaysian standard is accepted worldwide. So I just may remind that it's not to be worried that if I comply here in Malaysia, Bangladesh as a certified halal product, I cannot sell in Malaysia. It's exactly not like that. If that certification body is accepted by JAKIM, because I just tell that we have database, product producer and certified.
Sir, I hope
Thank you, sir.
I'll get all the guidelines from the internet. Okay,
Thank you. So anybody else?
Sir, I have another question.
Sure.
First. So this to Dr. Mahbub sir. Sir, if we would like to sir, invest on some fish processing unit or the meat slaughtering house, we're gonna get any much support from World Bank or not, sir?
Thank you. Even though it is a different question, but of course I will answer. Yes, I should say you will not get support directly from the World Bank. World Bank usually supporting to the government different ministry, particularly when you talk about fish project or agricultural project, then Ministry of Agriculture or Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock is working on that. So you need to talk to the Department of Extension, Agriculture Extension, or Department of Livestock or Fisheries, and the project lies with them. And of course, there are different support for the entrepreneurs so that you can increase your productivity, you can enhance the quality of your produce, you can increase your market. So that kind of facilities are there. And if you talk to them, or if required, you can talk to me later on. You will get my email address, phone number. I can guide you. Thank you. Thanks for your question.
Thank you, sir.
So yes, Mr. Humayun Kabir.
Thank you very much, distinguished keynote speaker and panelist, and also the organizer, founder and CEO Expo. I'm just educated on this subject, and as I took the opportunity, in fact, learned a lot from the panelist and keynote speaker. My question is to any panelist that it can answer. What are the main limitations in processing halal certificate in Bangladesh? Main limitations. Thank you. I just add, I know that our awareness is one of the limitation. Promotion is on the interest. I know the processing, the BSTI and the Islamic Foundation, I think jointly they're doing now, are sufficient as technologies and technical expert or any other things that we have limitation. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I'm taking the question. Basically, we have a few challenges because first, our discussion already mentioned that the first issue is awareness. We have lack in awareness that why we need this certificate. Because we don't know enough about this market, because it's a $6.4 trillion market, which is driven by mostly non-Muslim countries, because they have taken it as an advantage of being in this market.
I look to just specific that I know the BST and the Islamic Foundation, they're jointly doing, giving the certificate now.
Yeah.
Do you have any limitation this processing the certification cases? Or we need like I know the Malaysia, Brunei experience is two countries. They provide certificate themselves.
Yeah, basically we have just started recently, so acceptance of certificate is an issue. When you take this certificate, then as it is very new, and importing countries need to be actually convinced with this certificate. So still, I think we need some time to get or achieve those confidence from those importing countries are taking products from us. So I have seen that earlier when we have Islamic Foundation certificate, then still we need JAKIM to export to Malaysia, because Malaysian authority, they don't have enough confidence on our local certification. So they impose the other way, their authorities to take this certificate. So the companies who actually exports earlier from Bangladesh, they took both the certificate for the local authority and from the country they are exporting to. So that's because of the requirement of importing countries. So once we have, because we are not very old in this process, we are very new, because earlier the technical part was missing actually. As an authority, Islamic Foundation always issues those certificate, but we are with the missing part was the technical side. So we don't have enough experts or lab on certifying those products. So I have seen that our companies are sending products to the Middle East and Malaysian private companies to get certificates by testing products in their lab, particularly in Middle East. So now we are in the process of setting those technical facilities, which actually can define the product as a halal, because you need technical qualifications to judge whether the product is halal or not. So once we have those facilities here, and of course, this is the branding is also another issue, that you must have enough confidence of international countries that we are complying with the proper rules and regulations. So one is done, then I think our certificate will be enough to exporting. Otherwise, we have to mixed, or we have to take the foreign certificate also. So that's so far I know. So Dr. Mahfouz.
I just like to add, he already mentioned about the technical aspect, because I'm actually, we are not directly working, but talking with him already 3 years. And we have some sharings about this aspect. So here what I would like to remind about, because the human resource development, that is part of actually 2. One is development of the standard, or check those standards, and just not like we take something. It's not like this. We have to give some time. We have to find how the industry can rule upon, and then how the industry can apply. So that we need some forms of training to the for the development of the certification, because certification is not just giving a certification, it's need a compliance with the industry. So I feel like there is a gap of human resource development, especially in Bangladesh, in terms of developing human resource for the halal industrial development, which is compliance of 2 human resource product. I will tell like this. One is non-Islamic, meaning that scientific background. Another is from Islamic background. But we comply, for example, for us in Malaysia, the way we do, we actually put 2 peoples who work together. It's not like that those are Islamic, they are talking about the Islamic. When we develop something, we need a compliance, both parties. But in Bangladesh, we don't have, like, one part is actually awareness regarding the industry. So we okay, simply it's like this. If you go to HACCP or others, how you maintain. For the halal industry also, we need to maintain similar types. And to maintain that, we need human resource with the compliance with the knowledge. Development knowledge for the halal industrial side. Like the simple example, HCP. Without HCP, halal control point, the industry will not certify as halal. Very simple. And this, to develop this compliance, we need knowledge. We need human resource people to develop this. Okay, that's why I think already what we discussed, we had the process. In Bangladesh, we process, but maybe we need to focus on the expertise. Okay, those people who are working, I'm not talking about expertise because for me, I'm living in Malaysia more than 10 years. And then they started the program before 10 years. So meaning the 10 years they're working. And then now for Bangladesh, maybe he's working for a long time, but still we need to check those people that how they work on that. So maybe for sometimes it happens, someone prepares something, and if we know something, it becomes faster. So we can utilize this, but we need to develop our human resource perspective for the development of the standard. Without the standard, following the standard, certification is going to be difficult.
Thank you, Dr. Mahfuz.
Thank you very much.
So we have Bengal mates with us, so we want to hear from you. I think you have a lot of experience in exporting meat from Bangladesh. So if you complement something, then I think we can have some knowledge also from you. Thank you.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি বেঙ্গল মিট থেকে আসছি। অ্যাকচুয়ালি বেঙ্গল মিট 2006 সালে শুরু করি আমরা। বাংলাদেশে তখন আসলে ওই হালাল সার্টিফিকেশনের কোনো গাইডলাইন ছিল না। আমরা প্রথম আসলে হালাল সার্টিফিকেশনটা পাই দুবাই মিউনিসিপ্যালিটি থেকে, এবং সেকেন্ড যে হালাল সার্টিফিকেশনটা পাই সেটা মালয়েশিয়ার জাকিম থেকে। এবং এই দুইটার যে গাইডলাইন আছে সেগুলোর উপর ভিত্তি করে আজকে ইসলামিক ফাউন্ডেশন যে হালাল সার্টিফিকেশন গুলো দিচ্ছে। তো অ্যাকচুয়ালি বেঙ্গল মিট শুরুটা হয়েছিল টোটালি এক্সপোর্ট করার চিন্তা থেকে আর কি, কিন্তু এক্সপোর্ট মার্কেটে আসলে যে অবস্থা পরবর্তীতে দেখা গেল সেটা আসলে আমাদের দেশের র মেটেরিয়ালস এর প্রাইস এত বেশি, এটা সম্ভব না। আর কিছু সার্টিফিকেশনের ইস্যু আছে। আমি আমার ছোট্ট একটা অভিজ্ঞতার কথা বলি। আমরা প্রথম আমাদের একটা ডিস্ট্রিবিউটর ঠিক হয় ইংল্যান্ডে। তো ইংল্যান্ডের ফুড মিনিস্ট্রি থেকে এবং আমাদের যে ডিস্ট্রিবিউটর বাংলাদেশে ভিজিট করতে আসে, আমাদের বেঙ্গল মিটের ফ্যাক্টরি ভিজিট করতে আসে। এই 2006 সালের ঘটনা। আমরা খুব এক্সাইটেড যে ইংল্যান্ডে আমাদের মিট যাবে। তো আমরা ঢাকার থেকে সবাই ফ্যাক্টরিতে গেছি। তো ফ্যাক্টরি অ্যাকচুয়ালি অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ফুড ইকুইপমেন্ট কোম্পানির টেকনোলজিতে করা হয়েছে, ওয়ার্ল্ড স্ট্যান্ডার্ড ফ্যাক্টরি। তো ফ্যাক্টরি ভিজিট করে ফুড মিনিস্ট্রি থেকে যারা বললো যে না ঠিক আছে, সবকিছু ঠিক আছে, তাদের প্রথম কোশ্চেনটা আমার মনে করেন যে এখনো মনে পড়ে 2006 সালে প্রথম কোশ্চেনটা তারা জিজ্ঞেস করতেছিল যে তোমরা যে ক্যাটেল সোর্স করো, এই ক্যাটেলের বার্থ সার্টিফিকেট দেখাও। তো আমরা আসলে মুখ চাওয়াচাই করতে, তখন আমাদের আসলে ভোটার আইডি কার্ড হয় নাই, আর ক্যাটেলের বার্থ সার্টিফিকেট যাচ্ছে, আমরাও যে নতুন আমরা জানি না। পরে অ্যাকচুয়ালি যে এই যে জিনিসগুলা, এটা আসলে আমাদের দেশের আমাদের গভর্নমেন্ট থেকে কোনো ধরনের কোনো গাইডলাইন নেই। আমরা কিন্তু নিজেরা আজকে এই টোটাল জিনিসগুলাই কিন্তু আমরা নিজেরাই ফলো করতেছি। তো এই জিনিসগুলা যদি গভর্নমেন্ট থেকে যদি একটু ইনিশিয়েটিভ হয়। আর আপনারা যে জিনিসটা বললেন যে হালাল গাইডলাইন, হালাল আমরা আসলে মিট সম্পর্কে হালাল কি কি টার্মস গুলো আছে সেগুলো আমরা জানি, কিন্তু আদার্স প্রোডাক্টের যে হালালের যে গাইডলাইন, যে প্রসিডিউর, এগুলো আসলে আমার মনে হয় সাধারণ পিপল কেউ জানে না। আমার মনে আছে যে মিট, আমি তো একজন মুসলিম, দেখা যায় যে কোরবানির সময় নিজেদের গরু নিজেরাই জবাই করছি, কোরবানি দিয়েছি। কিন্তু বেঙ্গল মিটে যখন হালাল ট্রেনিং নিয়ে আসলাম বা জানলাম, তখন আসলে জবাই করার সময় তখন মনে হলো যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা যে আসলে আমাদের হুজুররাও যে কোরবানি দিচ্ছে, যে জবাই করছে, প্রপার ওয়েতে জবাই করা নেই। কারণ যে প্রসিডিউর, যে 6টা ভেন কাটা লাগবে, স্পাইনাল কর্ড কাটা যাবে না, বিচ্ছিন্ন করা যাবে না, এটা যে মাকরু, এই জিনিসগুলো আসলে কমন সেন্সটাই আমাদের ভিতরে নাই। তবে আমি যেটা বলবো যে অনেক সার্টিফিকেশনের ব্যাপার আছে যেগুলো হয়তো আমরা দেশের বাইরে এক্সপোর্ট করতে পারি না, শুধু মিডল ইস্টে 2-3টা দেশে আর মালদ্বীপ, এই কয়েকটা দেশে আমরা এক্সপোর্ট করতেছি। তো হালালের যে আপনারা যেভাবে যে জিনিসগুলো জানাচ্ছেন, এটা যদি প্রপার মাছ পিপলের মধ্যে যদি জানানো যায়, আমার মনে হয় যেটা দেশ উপকৃত হবে এবং পিপল উপকৃত হবে। ধন্যবাদ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ধন্যবাদ। If anybody wants to add, Parvez bhai, you want to add something? we'd like to hear from you because I know that you have long association with halal activities in Dhaka Chamber. No, it's okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. So I think that's all. That's all from the floor. And if you don't have anything to ask, then we can sum up the session and close it accordingly. So any concluding remarks from our panelist or speaker before I go for summary? Thank you.
আমি বাংলাতেই বলি, সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ যে জিনিসটা হচ্ছে অ্যাওয়ারনেস। এখানে কিন্তু আমাদের সাংঘাতিকভাবে শর্টফল। আমি এডুকেশনটাকে এই জন্য বললাম যে এডুকেশনের সাথে যদি মার্চ না করা, ইভেন যে কোনো লেভেলের, আপনি এটা ইংলিশ মিডিয়াম স্কুল হোক আর বেঙ্গলি মিডিয়াম স্কুল হোক আর মাদ্রাসা হোক, ওইটা কিন্তু ওইখানে কিন্তু এর একটা চ্যাপ্টারই বোধহয় যোগ করে দিতে হবে যে হালাল কি জিনিস, কেন আমরা হালাল প্রয়োজন এবং এটা কি নিয়ম শৃঙ্খলার ব্যাপার। কারণ এই যে আপনি যে কথাটা বললেন, কারণ যে আপনার ট্রেনিং দেওয়ার পর বা আপনি জানার পর আপনি বুঝতেছেন যে অনেক কিছুই ঠিক মতো হচ্ছে না। প্র্যাকটিক্যালি তো এটা আমি সংক্ষেপে যদি বলি, ইভেন এটা কোনো পার্সেন্টেজ আপনি করতে পারবেন না এখানে জানার ব্যাপারটা। দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট যে এখানে সচেতনতা বৃদ্ধির ব্যাপারটা খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। সচেতনতার সাথে সাথে আপনার কমপ্লায়েন্স এসে যাবে। কমপ্লায়েন্স এটা সাইন্টিফিক টার্ম যদি হয়, বা আমরা যদি বলি যে বাংলাতেও যদি বলি এটাকে সুন্দরভাবে ইয়ে করা, এটা কিন্তু কম্বিনেশন হবে। এটা শুধু ইসলামিক কম্বিনেশন দিয়ে না, এটা সাইন্টিফিক কম্বিনেশন আসবে যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি এটা কমপ্লায়েন্স কিভাবে করবেন। এই কমপ্লায়েন্স সচেতনতার সাথে আপনার কমপ্লায়েন্স যোগ করে তাকে আমাদের জনগণকে সচেতন করতে হবে। সার্টিফিকেশনের ব্যাপারটা আপনি ক্লিয়ার করেছেন, এটা ঠিক যে স্টেজে ক্লিয়ার করেছেন, ওই স্টেজটাই এখনো মানে আমরা ওই অবস্থানে আছি। কারণ আমরা যে এক্সপোর্টটা করি বেশিরভাগই কিন্তু অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমাদের বাঙালি, পাকিস্তানি এবং ভারতীয়রা বা শ্রীলঙ্কা, এরা কিন্তু আমাদের প্রোডাক্টসটা মানে কনজিউম করে, যেটা বিদেশে এক্সপোর্ট করি। এটা কিন্তু কোনো চেইন স্টোরে যায় না, যেমন ওয়ার্ল্ড মার্টেও যাবে না বা আপনার হলো ক্যারিফোরও যাবে না। ওই পর্যায়ে আমরা এখনো পৌঁছতে পারিনি। এইগুলো পৌঁছার ব্যাপারটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওই যে শুধু সরকার এবং বিজনেস কমিটির কম্বিনেশন একটা ইয়ে লাগবে। যে সরকার যদি বলে যে না আমরা করতে পারবো, কিন্তু সরকারের চেষ্টা অ্যাকচুয়ালি করতেছে, কিন্তু এটা শেপে আসার জন্য যা দরকার বিজনেস কমিউনিটি না হলে এটা বোধহয় সম্ভবত ভালো শেপে আসবে না। বিজনেস কমিউনিটি এখানে ইনভেস্টমেন্টের ব্যাপারে একটু, যেমন আমি যদি বলি আপনি বেঙ্গল ফুড, আপনারা সরকারের সাথে বলতেছেন যে আমরা একটু জয়েন্ট ভেঞ্চারে অ্যাটলিস্ট কমপ্লায়েন্সের ব্যাপারে, অ্যাওয়ারনেসের ব্যাপারে, সার্টিফিকেশনের ব্যাপারে আপনারা কিন্তু আগাতে পারেন। কারণ আপনারা কিন্তু অনেক দূর এগিয়ে গেছেন। যারা কিন্তু নতুন তাদের অনেক কিছু জানা হয়নি। সো ইউ ক্যান থিঙ্ক ফর দ্যাট যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আপনার সরকারের সাথে, আপনার বিএসএর সাথে বসেন, ইসলামিক ফাউন্ডেশনের সাথে বসেন এবং তাদেরকে এইভাবে প্রপোজাল দেন যে এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি জয়েন্ট একটা এফোর্ট দরকার। এবং ওনারা যদি মনে করেন যে জয়েন্ট এফোর্ট কোনো ট্রেড বডি দরকার, ঢাকা চেম্বার অ্যাকচুয়ালি আগে যেতে পারে। ঢাকা চেম্বার কিন্তু এ নিয়ে ওয়ার্ক করেছে, কয়েকবারে ওয়ার্ক করেছে, কিন্তু সেইপে আসেনি। এনিহাউ কিন্তু প্রগ্রেসিং। এই প্রগ্রেসটা মানে এই অগ্রদূতটা হওয়ার জন্য আমার মনে আপনারা যেহেতু বেঙ্গল মিট, আপনি একটু আগাতে পারেন। আমি আমার ব্যক্তিগত মতামত কেন বললাম যে বাধাগুলো কিন্তু আপনারা জানেন, বাধাগুলো ওভারকাম করা সহজ। ইভেন আপনি যদি মনে করেন যে এখানে আরো ইনভেস্ট করার ট্রেড বডি কাউকে জড়াতে হয়, আপনি ঢাকা চেম্বারকে জড়াতে পারবেন, ঢাকা চেম্বার এটাতে সহযোগিতা করবে। আর এর বাইরে অ্যাকচুয়ালি যেটা যদি বলি যে ওই যে আমি এখানে অনেকগুলো কথা বলেছি যে লাইফস্টাইল, আপনার লাইফস্টাইলটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। আপনি পাবলিসিটি করতেছেন, আপনার ব্যাপারে একটা প্রোডাক্ট বিক্রি করবেন, হালাল বলে বিক্রি করছেন, কিন্তু পাবলিসিটিটা হালাল হচ্ছে না। দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আবার ইন্ডিয়াতে সিনেমা করে আপনি দেখবেন যে ছেলেদের গায়ে যথেষ্ট কাপড় আছে, কিন্তু মেয়েদের গায়ে কাপড়ের পরিমাণ কমে যাচ্ছে। তো এই যে ব্যাপারটা হলো এই যে এই পাবলিসিটিটা কিন্তু হালালের ব্যাপার আছে। আপনি এমন কোনো ইয়ে দিতে পারবেন না, এটার উপরে কোনো প্যাকেটের উপরে এমন কিছু দিতে পারবেন যেটা ব্যাপার হলো ধর্মবিরোধী হয় বা হালালের ইয়ে হয়। হালালটা ইসে এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি একটা কি বলা যায় কমপ্লিট, মানে যে বলে যে টোটাল কোয়ালিটি কন্ট্রোল। in respect of Islamic law, ওটা কিন্তু লাগবে। টোটাল কোয়ালিটি কন্ট্রোল, ওই যে ব্যাপার হলো তো তরকারিটা কোত্থেকে আসলো, মাছটা কোত্থেকে আসলো, মাছটা কি ভালো জায়গাতে আসলো না খারাপ জায়গাতে, মাছটা ঠিকভাবে এটা পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্ন হয়েছে না, সেটাও কিন্তু এই আপনার এই যে যেহেতু আপনার ফ্রেশনেস এর ব্যাপার, ওইখানে কিন্তু হালাল জড়িত। হালাল সম্বন্ধে আমার সংক্ষেপে একটা যেটা হবে সেটা হলো অ্যাওয়ারনেস ডেভেলপ করা, ইটস নাম্বার ওয়ান। এট দি সেম টাইম সার্টিফিকেশন আর আদার্স এর ব্যাপারে অ্যাকচুয়ালি, যেমন আপনার বেঙ্গল মিট অনেক দূর এগিয়েছেন, আপনারা ব্যাপারে আগাতে পারেন। ইট ইজ আপনারা যত তাড়াতাড়ি করতে পারবেন, একজন থার্ড পার্টি নতুন কিন্তু এটা পারবেন। ইভেন জিএস কিন্তু এখনো হালাল সার্টিফিকেশন বা বেরি বিরুদ্ধে তারা কিন্তু ওইভাবে প্রস্তুত না, তারা কিন্তু ইন জেনারেল কনসেপ্টে আছে। সো অ্যাকসেপ্টেবিলিটি ব্যাপারটা কান্ট্রি ওয়াইজ ডিফার করে। যেমন মালয়েশিয়ার অ্যাকসেপ্টেবিলিটি, মালয়েশিয়ার জাকিম বা আর হলো ইজমা, দুবাইয়ের ইজমা, এটা ইজমার যতটুকু গ্রহণযোগ্যতা, জাকিমের গ্রহণযোগ্যতা, এগুলো ব্যাপার কান্ট্রি ওয়াইজ কিন্তু ভেরি করে। কান্ট্রি ওয়াইজ কিছু স্ট্যান্ডার্ড আছে, সেগুলো ভেরি করে। তবে টোটালি যদি বলা হয়, প্যান্ডামিকের যে ব্যাপার হলো, আমাদের যে কোভিড-19 বা প্যান্ডামিক আমাদেরকে যে লেসন দিয়েছে যে আমরা ভালো খাবার খেতে হবে, ভালো চলতে হবে, এবং ভালোর জন্য অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইসলামিক হালালটাই সবচেয়ে বেশি এফেক্টিভ। এবং আমার মনে হয় এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি একটা, আমার মনে হয় যে কি বলা যায়, যে আমাদের হালাল ফুডের জন্য বা হালাল প্র্যাকটিসের জন্য কোভিড কিন্তু আমাদেরকে একটু এগিয়ে দিয়েছে। আমরা অন্তত এই এগিয়ে দেওয়াটাকে ধরে রাখার জন্য আমরা একটু সচেষ্ট হব। আর প্রত্যেকটি ক্ষেত্রে প্রত্যেকের কিন্তু কর্তব্য, যদি সরকার করবে বা আপনি করবেন, কিন্তু পাশের আরেকজন বলতেছে না আমি জিনিসটা নষ্ট করে দিলাম, সেটা তাহলে ওই কর্তব্য পালন হবে। কর্তব্য পালন করতে গেলে বা কমপ্লাইজ করতে গেলে প্রত্যেকটাই সচেতন হতে হবে। আমি সাউথ আফ্রিকার একটা যদি প্রবাদ বলি, সাউথ আফ্রিকাতে একটা কথা আছে যে একটা ছেলেকে বা একটা লোকালিটিতে একটা ছেলে বা মেয়েকে এডুকেটেড বা ইয়ে করতে গেলে পুরো সমাজটা লাগে। ওই একা ছেলেটা বা আগাতে পারবে না যদি সমাজ তাকে সাহায্য না করে। তা আমি এটা বলবো যে এটা একটা সামাজিক বিপ্লব হালালটা, এটা ধর্মীয় বিপ্লব, এবং এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি এখন যুবী, এবং এটার মার্কেট অ্যাকচুয়ালি শুধু মুসলমানদের কাছে না, এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি নন মুসলিমরাও এখন হালাল খোঁজ মানে কনসেপ্টে যেতে চায়। তাদের লাইফস্টাইল দিয়ে আমি বলবো না, তারা কিন্তু খাবারটা অন্তত হালাল ফুডের দোকানের দিকে তারা খুব ইনক্লাইন্ড। ইভেন ইউরোপে প্রচুর হালাল দোকান আছে, আপনার ওই হালাল লেখাই আছে যেটা হালাল ফুড পাওয়া যায়। আমি সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ, এবং অর্গানাইজার আমাদের অ্যাকচুয়ালি কিনোর স্পিকার, ইভেন ডক্টর মাহবুব সাহেব, ওনাদের এখানে সময় দেওয়ার জন্য, এবং আমি অর্গানাইজারকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার পক্ষ এবং সব পক্ষ থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।
আমি বাংলায় বলতেছি। First, I would like to thank Pro for organizing this seminar and to make a collaboration between our university and Expo Pro. We try to assist to develop awareness and to bring forward the industry to work with the halal. So I really thanks and my gratitude to Expo Pro for collaborating with our university. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, panelists and Dr. Mahfouz. With this concluding, I think we are almost at the end of the program. Already, Mr. Paturi has done the summary, I think, what we have discussed. So what we have to keep in mind that this is a question of competitiveness. The world is moving and with very fast and competitive situation if we want to be globalized with our product and services. So we should take halal as a strategy. This is more than religion. Of course, the religion is there, but it's a kind of strategy. It's a kind of niche market. We have to look at to this market as it is a very big. It is a $6.4 trillion market. So if we look at to our export, we are only depending on garments. So mostly our export is in a single basket. So we must have a new market, new niche to explore. And being as a Muslim country, we have all those advantages. If we set up a factory here, nobody will question that if you if you travel, then I think you can face, especially for the non-Muslim countries, then being as a Muslim, you will face the challenge because the restaurant you are eating, you don't know about the kitchen. If the hotel is or restaurant is not certified by the proper halal authority, because the halal products are also cooking in the same kitchen where maybe you're happy with, you are eating chicken, but you don't know this chicken, before cooking this chicken, somebody has done pork in the kitchen, and then they process the chicken in the kitchen. But you know that you are eating something which is halal, but the processing has made is not halal. So that's why it's more than the food and beverage. That's why we are saying that tourism, pharmaceuticals, finance, education, entertainment, and then also we call it modest fashion. Same thing, like Bangladesh also can look at to this industry, which actually has a big demand in the Muslim countries, this modest fashion. So I think Malaysia has already taken the advantage of this modest fashion industry, and they are promoting so as an alternate market. So as long as we are very good in garments and ready-made garments and textile, we can also look at to this big market of modest fashion. And finally, we should look at to the halal hub or halal park. We can we know that if we can set up those kind of halal hub or park, as Malaysia have, I think, more than 12 or 13 halal hub, where actually those factories can set up who have halal certificates and they want to produce their halal products for local market or foreign market. So if we can establish this kind of hub with proper certification facilities, then not only our local industries, also foreign industries can come and produce their product and export from Bangladesh, and also they can sell locally. So we should take some example from Malaysia. We can learn from Malaysia, as Malaysia has taken this very seriously from beginning, and now even Middle East they learn from Malaysia, and East European countries also share them. They hired the knowledge from Malaysia. So Malaysia have a big event called Malaysia International Halal Showcase. This is many years they are doing this event, so we can learn from this event, and also we can facilitate to hold same kind of event in Bangladesh to create more awareness and invite international stakeholders to participate, which will actually enhance the awareness on halal industry. So with this few closing remarks, I want to conclude my remarks, and finally I must give some vote of thanks to the University Uttara Malaysia. So to extended their collaboration with Expo Pro. As a result, we got Dr. Mahfouz here, because it was very challenging, as you know, this COVID situation. Traveling is very much restricted, and despite all those challenges, I must thank Dr. Mahfouz to travel to Bangladesh and take his effort to be here and join us to enlighten us on some of the recent development, especially on COVID-19. Because COVID-19 is a big challenge for us, which actually give us a lot of lesson, and also we should learn how to cope with this kind of big challenges, because this kind of challenge will come again and again. So we, as a resilient nation, we must learn how to cope with more with this kind of challenges. So I thank Dr. Mahfouz and his university to collaborate with Expo Pro, and also our sponsors for their help. Definitely it won't be happen. I must thank Bengal Meat, Rehan Corporation, Amanda Bazar, Global Automation, and ADSL for extending their support to help us to make this thing happen. So with my this was all in short as my remark, and I would like to conclude our session by giving small souvenir to our speakers. I think Soel can help us to give this memento for our guest. So thank you all. And after giving this memento, we'll have a group photo, and then we'll finish with our finish our session. We have a lunch at the first floor. So after finishing the program, please join the lunch and enjoy your food. Thank you. Thank you all for coming, taking too much trouble. Actually, the road was, I know that road was not good. I have to start 8:30 from Uttara, and I know many of you have taken too much trouble to be here. So thank you all, and your presence will give us more encourage to hold this kind of event in future also. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, one by one. This is for Dr. Mahfouz. I think Mr. Patwari, you can give.